Hello Year 2 and welcome to your literacy session for Friday the 12th of February. It is our last literacy session of the week and our last one of the half term. So next week, remember, it is half term. We will not be doing any videos or any learning for home next week. You can have a lovely break with your families, okay? Just like we did yesterday then, we're going to do writing again today. So I know some of you found it a little bit tricky to get some writing done yesterday, and I know some of you are definitely ready for a little bit of a break. So it's our last session today. We'll do a little bit of writing work, and then you can have a lovely break next week. So try really hard today, get some super sentences written, and I'm sure you'll do a really, really good job. Okay, just like yesterday then, if it is that you have got your learning packs delivered and you've got your red books at home, you are more than welcome to do your sentences today in your red book. But a whiteboard and pen or any other paper and pencil is fine for today. And remember, we will start properly with our red books when we do our writing sessions after half term. Okay, so yesterday we thought about improving sentences by adding in adjectives and by changing the verbs. Let's see what we are doing today. Okay, today then we are extending sentences using conjunctions. And if we extend something, we make it longer. So we are extending, we are making our sentences longer today by using conjunctions. Okay, think about conjunctions then. There might be a little clue on my board because my word conjunctions there is made up of jigsaw puzzle pieces, isn't it? Can you remember what a conjunction is? We have used them in school to extend our sentences. Have a little chat with your grown-up if you think you might be able to remember what a conjunction is. And if not, don't worry because I'm going to tell you in a second. Okay, let's have a little see then. So a conjunction is a joining word, and that's why we often use conjunctions with jigsaw puzzle pieces, because jigsaw puzzle pieces join together, don't they? So a conjunction is a joining word. We use conjunctions to join two words, phrases, or clauses to make one long sentence. And phrases or clauses just mean parts of sentences. So we might join two sentences together using a conjunction instead of having two separate sentences to make one long sentence. I'm wondering then, can you think of any examples of conjunctions that we might have used in school? What words might we use to join the sentences together to make longer sentences? Have a little think. You might want to pause the video and write some down or tell your grown-up which ones you might be able to remember. Okay, should we have a little look at some? Okay. So here are some conjunctions then. And but, because, and so, when, and if. So I've got 6 different examples of conjunctions, and they all are used in a slightly different way. So and is just used to put two sentences next to each other in one big long sentence. One thing and another thing, just to make it a little bit longer. So I like eating cake and I like eating apples. Okay, I've just taken one sentence, I like eating crisps, another sentence, I like eating apples, join them together using and. But though can be used when there is a bit of a contrast or an opposite. So when you are saying two things that are a little bit opposite, but is a better one to use. So you might say the sentence, I like eating crisps, but I don't like eating ice cream. So you do like one thing, you don't like the other thing, so they are opposite. There's a bit of a contrast or a difference in what you are saying. So we could use but. Okay, I do like to the park, but not when it's raining. You do like something, you don't like something, a bit of an opposite. Because we're really, really good at using, and we've used that in our comprehension sessions when we are giving a reason. So I do like eating apples because they are juicy. I went to bed early because I was tired. It's when we give a reason. I do like the story because. So we're very, very good at using that one. They have also used so in school, and so we use when there is a relationship between one thing and another thing to give sort of the opposite really of the giving a reason. So I went to bed early because I was tired. I was tired, so I went to bed early. So those two can be used in similar ways, but sort of the opposite way around. This one gives a reason, whereas this one tells you why you did something. So I had my lunch early because I was hungry. I was hungry, so I had my lunch early. We can sort of swap the two parts of the sentences around when we use those ones. And similar with when and if. When and if can sometimes be used and swapped over in the same sentence and they would still make sense. So when obviously tells you when you would do something. So I go to bed when it is 8 o'clock. I have my breakfast when I am hungry. Then if we might say I have a drink if I am thirsty. Or your mum might say to you, or you're grown up at home, you can have some sweets if you eat all of your tea. But when would also fit in that sentence, wasn't it? You can have some sweets when you eat all of your tea. So again, those two can sometimes be used in the same sentence. Okay, we're going to have a think of some sentences then. I have chosen for this sentence either and or but. So what we're going to do for the next few little bits, the next couple of slides and activity is we're going to read the sentence, but the conjunction is missing. And what we are going to do is decide which one out of the conjunctions I've given you at the top would be the best one for the sentence. Sometimes there might be both of them that fit. Sometimes one will be a little bit better than the other. So all you need to do for this one is read along with me with the sentence, or read the sentence yourself first of all, and then all you're going to do is you're going to say, or you can write down if you want to, which conjunction you think would fit. So we went to the park. We went to the park. Then we would have our conjunction, and then this is our next sentence. It was lots of fun. We went to the park. It was lots of fun. Do you think and would fit better in that gap for our conjunction, or do you think but would be the better one? We went to the park and it was lots of fun. We went to the park, but it was lots of fun. What do you think? What do you think? Now, I think and fits better in that one. We went to the park and it was lots of fun, because there isn't really an opposite in that, is there? Because we went to the park, that's a good thing. It was lots of fun, that was a good thing. So but wouldn't really fit in that sentence. We're just joining our two ideas together, and I think and fitted better in that one. It sounded better. Okay. We had fun at the park. Junction. It was very cold. We had fun at the park. It was very cold. Do you think you would use and to join those ones together, or do you think you would use but? A little chat how you're grown up. We had fun at the park. It was very cold. I think I would use but with that one. I would use but. We had fun at the park. We had fun. That was good. But it was very cold. There's sort of a little bit of an opposite in between, isn't there? We had fun at the park. We did have fun, but it was very cold. The boy fell over. Oh, need my pen. The boy fell over. The boy fell over. Space. He did not cry. The boy fell over. He did not cry. What do you think for that one? And or but? I think you could use either of them. I think either of them would make sense, but I think perhaps the best one might have been but. The boy fell over, but he did not cry. I think there's a little bit of a contrast or an opposite, because falling over is not very good, but he did not cry. That is very good. So and would have fitted, but I think but would have been the better choice that time. Right, we've got some different conjunctions now. We've got because, or we've got so. Now remember we said these ones can be used with the same ideas, but depending which way around. So let's have a little see. I went to bed. I need my sound buttons for this word. I went to bed late. I went to bed late. Space. I was very I. I went to bed late. I was very tired because also I went to bed late because I was very tired, or I went to bed late so I was very tired. What do you think? Did you think so? I think so fits better than that one. We didn't go to bed late because we were tired, did we? Wouldn't go to bed late if you were tired. I went to bed late, so I was very tired. The reason why you were very tired was because you went to bed late. We needed to use so that way round. I went to bed late, so I was very tired. That's the reason for being tired, isn't it? Okay, same ones, because or so then. My mum went to the shop. Nice. We eat it needed some milk. My mum went to the shop because we needed some milk. My mum went to the shop, so we needed some milk. What do you think? Which one's the best one? Which one fits and works? Because, isn't it? My mum went to the shop because we needed some milk. My mum went to the shop so we needed some milk. Doesn't make sense because if she'd been to the shop, you would already have the milk, hopefully, if you had remembered. Right, let's see. Oh, this one. Who's this one about? Mrs. Wood. Mrs. Wood was, hang on, was feeling. Mrs. Wood was feeling happy. Mrs. Wood was feeling happy. Space. She smiled. Mrs. Wood was feeling happy because she smiled. Mrs. Wood was feeling happy, so she smiled. So fits better in that sentence, doesn't she? Mrs. Wood, doesn't it? Mrs. Wood was feeling happy, so she smiled. Right, on to when and if then now. We've got a few more to do before we think of writing the sentences, okay? The sun was shining, that one says. Put our sound buttons, we've got shining. The sun was shining, something I got up. What do you think? When or if? Have a read of it with when. Have a read of it with if and see which one you think. What did you go for? The sun was shining when I got up. The sun was shining when I got up. I can have a treat. A treat. I can have a treat. Something I have been good. Tricky word. Good. It's not got an oo sound in the middle like we might think. I can have a treat. Something I have been good. I can have a treat when I've been good. I can have a treat if I've been good. Which one would you choose that time? Have a treat when I have been good. I can have a treat if I have been good. I think either of those would be absolutely fine, but I think I might choose if for that one. I think if maybe sounds a little bit better and works a little bit better. I can have a treat if I have been good. But when I have been good also makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, last one. I go to bed. Something I am. Let's get our sound buttons to do these ones. Feeling. I go to bed. Something I am feeling. Sleepy. I go to bed when I am feeling sleepy. I go to bed if I am feeling sleepy. What would you choose that time? I think you could choose either of those, couldn't you? I go to bed when I am feeling sleepy. Sounds good and makes sense. I go to bed if I am feeling sleepy. Sounds good and makes sense. I don't think it matters that time. Right, we are on to the extending part now. We've practiced using them, we've practiced listening to and saying some of those sentences with conjunctions, and now we are going to have a go at extending some. So just like we had yesterday, I have given you a sentence and we are going to extend it by choosing one of our conjunctions at the top. Okay, so we'll have a go. We'll do a couple where I can have a little write, and then I'm going to see if you can do 4 of them on your own. Okay, so let's have a little read of the sentence first. So the sentence says the girls had to go home. The girls had to go home. We've got our conjunctions to choose at the top. I would like you to pause the video now, choose one of those conjunctions and see if you can say a sentence to your grown-up, extend it and add something on to the end. The girls had to go home. So and, but, because, if, so and when. Can you just have a go at saying that full sentence with an extension using a conjunction to your grown-up? And then I'm going to have a go at writing one. Okay, so give a pause, see if you can practice saying a long sentence this time. Right, let me have a think then. So the girls had to go home. I'm going to use so, I think this time. I'm going to use so. The girls had to go home so they could have their tea. I'm going to write, the girls had to go home so they could have their tea. If they didn't go home, they could not have their tea. Now I need a tricky word, they. Let me have a think. They, TH, and then it's EY in the word they, isn't it? It's not A for play, even though we know that comes at the end of a word, because they is a tricky word. The girls had to go home, so they, could's a hard word. Tell your grown up how we spell the word could. Can you remember? It's not c or d, is it? The girls had to go home, so they could. COULD. Oh, you lucky duck. Did you remember that? The girls had to go home so they could have, I know have's got an E on the end, have their tea. The tea belonging to the girls. Which there am I going to use? You know, tell your grown up. The girls had to go home so they could have their EIR, isn't it? When it's belonging to someone, have their tea. Don't forget your full stops at the end. The girls had to go home so they could have their tea. You might have said a sentence with a different conjunction. Okay, let's move on to the next one. What does this one say? I go to, tricky word, what's that one? I go to school. I go to school, and not at the minute, we don't do it, but hopefully very, very soon. I go to school. Give the video a pause. Can you extend that sentence using one of those conjunctions and say it out loud all in one go? I have a little pause, a little say of a sentence, and then again, I'm going to practice writing one down. I go to school. Let me see. I go to school. I think I might use because. I go to school because. Now, that's quite a tricky word to spell. Make sure you're copying it down from the jigsaw because it's got AUSE. I go to school because I need to learn. I go to school because I need to learn, and hopefully year 2, we will all be back in school doing our learning really, really soon. Right, we've had a couple of practices, we've said some sentences, we've listened to some sentences. It's now time for you to have a go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a sentence. I want you to pause the video and I want you to write down the part of the sentence that I have given you, and then I would like you to extend it with a conjunction and finish it off. So you're going to copy down my part, choose a conjunction and complete the sentence extending it. Okay, and we've got 4 of them that I would like you to have a go at doing. Okay, so the first one is I feel happy. I feel happy. We had one about Mrs. Wood feeling happy, didn't we? I feel happy. So I want you to copy that down in your book, on your whiteboard, on your paper. Choose a conjunction and then complete that sentence. Okay, give the video a pause. Can you do that one now? And then once you've finished, press play and I will move on to the next one. Okay, don't forget to get your grown-up to take the photos of them as you do them if you're doing them on a whiteboard, so then you can clean your board off for the next one. Okay, have we got that one now? Right, I'm going to move to the next one. Hopefully you did I feel happy. This one then, I was hungry. I was hungry. I was hungry. You're going to copy that down. You're going to choose a conjunction and you're going to extend that sentence. Try as well to choose a different conjunction than you chose last time. Okay, I was hungry. The video a pause while you complete that one and then come back when you are done. I was hungry. I want to say the sentence first. Okay, I'm going to go on to sentence number 3. Sentence number 3, oh, this one's a little bit longer. The boy was soaking wet. The boy was soaking wet. Can you copy that down? Remember, it shows our lovely letter join font. It shows what your beautiful handwriting should look like. Okay, so remember to be copying the sentence down in your beautiful cursive letters, starting all of them at the bottom. So the boy was soaking wet. Copy that one down. Choose a conjunction. Try to make it a different one than you've already used. And then can you extend that sentence using it? Okay, I'm going to move on to the next one now, our 4th one. 4th one says, I really. A makes an sound in that word. So this is want. I really want a new bike. I really want a new bike. Choose a conjunction to extend that sentence. I really want a new bike. Give it a pause. Can you complete that sentence using a conjunction to extend it and then come back? Okay, well done. I am sure you did a really, really super job with those. I can't wait to see what sentences you've come up with using those different conjunctions. I've got a little challenge. I know some of you will be really, really tired out and ready for half term, but if it is you would like to do an extra little bit of learning, then I'm going to just talk you through my challenge. So one thing you might want to do instead of just extending the sentences, you might want to have a go at making up a sentence or two of your own with one of those conjunctions in the middle. Okay, you might want to write your own. So instead of taking the first part of mine and extending it, you might want to be really super and come up with a sentence of your own with one of those conjunctions in. Now I do have an extra tricky challenge if some of you are still feeling like you've got lots of brain power and lots of super writing skills left. So what you might want to do to test yourselves and really challenge yourselves, my extra tricky challenge is to see if you could use when or if at the start of the sentence. So instead of putting it in the middle, see if you could have a go at doing a sentence that starts with when or if. When I was feeling really tired, I went upstairs to bed. So you may want to have a little go at Mrs. McNulty's super tricky challenges today. Can't wait to see what learning you've been up to today. I can't wait to see how super your writing looks for today. I'm sure you will have done a really, really, really super job. A big well done to you for all of your work this half term. Me and Mrs. Wood have been really, really, really impressed with how well you've been doing, and I can't wait to see how much more learning we get done after half term. So have a lovely, lovely week with your families, and we will be back on Monday, the 22nd of February, for some more learning in our brand new books. Well, well done, you two. Keep up your super work, and we'll see you really, really soon. Take care and stay safe. Well done.